Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Joseph McCray, and I am here today. I'm waiting for my guest to come. I see there's four of you already in the chat. I'm waiting for my guest to click in to the live. She has the link. I'm waiting for her to come into the live. I'm waiting for her to come into the live. Tramel, if you are in the live already, can you send her a message telling her I'm waiting for her, please? Tramel, can you send her a message? I sent her the link already. Oh, whatever. I sent her a link, Tramel. So if you're in the live, send her a message. Hey, Reese Cup. Hey, Tyrone and Famous. Only God knows if Tramel is in the live or not. Hey, Monte. I had a dream about you last night, Monte. I sure did. I had a dream about you last night. Nothing like that. Here's my guest. Hold on, y'all.
Hi.
Hey, hold on. Let me make sure you. Oh, there you go. Looking all pretty today.
Why, thank you, thank you. You know what's funny? I'm actually wearing the same shirt as the picture in the thumbnail.
uh,
How are you? How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good, good. Can't complain. I can't complain.
We're gonna give some more people time to get in here,
Not a
and then
problem.
I'm gonna let you tell them who you are and things.
Okay.
Tramel should be in the chat.
Oh, there's a chat. Oh, look, there's a private chat and everything. Okay.
Yeah, Tramel should be in the chat. Me and you are live. So if you
Okay.
have like an iPad or something, if you pull it up, you can see the comments. Yeah, there go Tramel. He said, "Happy Saturday, everybody."
Happy Saturday.
Hey, Uncle Fred.
I could probably do it from my phone.
Yeah, you can do it from your phone too, especially if you're on your computer. If you just pull up the TheMKingz, you should be able to see the comments. That way, if somebody asks you a question, y'all, the questions that you have, we're gonna keep until the end, so that she's not bombarded with questions while we talking. But she's gonna try to answer everybody's questions that you may have.
Okay.
I know some of you asked me questions, like Tyrone had posed a question to me and Tramel the other day.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
those of you that know, this is Tramel's boss.
I'm nobody's boss.
Soon to be
We
my boss in
we
May.
are our own bosses.
Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm
she's
I'm
our
more like
go-to.
yes, I'm more like a mentor, I guess you can say.
Yes. Because when I tell you she got the answers for most of everything.
I try. I try. I
So
try.
while we waiting, I'll tell y'all how I met her. Well, first tell them who you are and what it is exactly that you do.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Shiomara Rivera, and I was actually born and raised in New York City. Um,
Yes.
yes, the Lower East Side. You know.
I won't hold that against you because it's Brooklyn.
But I actually moved out to West Hazelton, Pennsylvania about 5 years ago. I was actually trying to look for a better, a better area for my son, and at the time it was just my son because I didn't have all the other kids I have now. But I was just looking for a better place to live and to be financially stable because I didn't feel like I was making it in New York. Um, but things actually turned for the worse because it wasn't what I expected. Um, there weren't that many high paying jobs out here in West Hazelton. And I started getting pregnant year after year after year. So I, I have four kids that I've birthed, but we have in total, me and my husband, we have 8 kids.
A
So
football team.
yeah. So I had to find something that was suitable for me and the kids. So the only thing I thought about was the daycare. So I became a preschool teacher, and it was not how you say, like, the way they made it seem at first was like it was a perfect fit, but the pay was just horrible. It was only $8 an hour, and I really felt like I was just working just to pay for the daycare because I had 3 of them. So that's a lot of money, right? Daycare cost, the cost is very high. So um, my husband was going from job to job, and the reason why was because he was looking for something that would be suitable for us to have that time freedom, with the whole family. And we always had to travel to New York for the other kids, but it was just not it was not working. We were in a hole. um, and then the pandemic hit, 2020, and I lost my job, and so did he. And we had no savings. We had no credit cards, no loans, and we couldn't get approved for any of that, because my credit was shot. It was at 353, which I didn't even know it can go that low. But yeah.
Mine ain't even that
So
bad.
we'll see. I mean, let's talk about it, okay? Because let's be real. Nobody was taught financial literacy
No.
when we were growing up. Okay. And once I got to that legal age, okay, where they started sending me credit cards, I got happy and I was just swiping, 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 and I wasn't paying bills. So that's what led my credit score to be where it was at the time, in 2020. And I had 27 derogatory marks on my report. Most of them were the collections of the credit cards. Okay. And then I had student loans, and I had also a repossession because I couldn't afford my car. My car note was just about the same as my rent. So it was hard. And what the only thing I regret, because I mean those kind of things actually make you who you are, and you
Right.
learn from your mistakes. But the only thing I regret is not doing it sooner, and checking on my credit before, because I knew it was bad. So I was like, I'm not even gonna look at it, right? But when I needed it the most was when I actually looked. And I regret that. I kind of should have done it before. But um, moving forward, I found this company through a family member of mine, and I am forever grateful because I saw the information, I saw the vision, and my husband was the one that was super skeptical. But I was like, you know what? I got to take the leap of faith, because if this came to me now, it's got to be for a reason. It's got to be a blessing. So I was like, I'm going to take the leap of faith. I signed up, and lo and behold, 45 days later, I had all 27 derogatory marks off of my report, and I had a 251-point increase.
Wow.
Yes. And that's not a.
Now, I can tell y'all this. She's telling the truth because she told me the same story verbatim the first time I reached out to her. So y'all know, see, this is why I'm doing it, because y'all know out of me and Tramel, I'm the less gullible one. Y'all know me. I don't trust nobody. Everything people tell me is a lie as soon as they open their mouth. I never got that from her. Like, I got the whole sincerity, and like I said, verbatim, what she's saying to y'all is the exact same thing she said to me on our one-on-one phone call. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's true, because you can't keep up with lies, right? You can't remember the
Right,
lies,
right.
right? No, but yeah. After that, I started utilizing all the other services in the company, and it shot my score all the way up to 757. Um, I had there's I don't want to go through all of that right now because I know there's going to be questions involved, but you know it wasn't just the credit restoration for me. It wasn't just the increase for me. It was the knowledge that was given to me with this company, and what it did.
And as y'all see, her husband is in the chat, Rodney, co-signing everything she says.
Oh, he is? I will keep an eye on it.
He
Okay.
said, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was skeptical.
Yeah. Yes, he was. Yep. I don't know if I told you the funny story. As soon as I saw what it did for me, I made him join. Okay. And how I did that, I did it for him. And then he found out. but but yeah, it was amazing what it did for me. And the thing was that I'm the type of person that I love to help others. Sometimes it's a bad thing, right? Sometimes it could be a blessing or a curse because we tend me. I don't know if anybody else can relate, but I was always that type of person that I would always put everybody else first, and then I leave myself last. And and I felt like when I saw what this company did for me, I felt like this was like my purpose. Like this was a good fit because now not only will I be helping others the way I love to help others, but it's also going to help me and my
Right.
family, financially, and and it has. And so since 2020, I have not looked back to a 9 to 5, and I am super grateful for it. I know that was a long story of mine. I'm so sorry,
No,
but
it was to the point. It was great. Let me. Our viewers are used to me and Tramel going off on rants. So either if he goes on one, I just sit there like and be quiet. And when I go on one, he just sits there and be quiet. We used to argue about it, but we know that sometimes we'll get in so involved that it just becomes a long-winded thing. So talk as much as you want. They know. They already know how we do here at the McCray Kings.
I'm trying to look at the comments here. Okay. Hi,
Hey Leon. Hey,
Tristan.
Facebook, y'all know y'all need to come over from Facebook to YouTube because I see the comments, and unless a lot of people are on Facebook, we won't see your comments. So jump on over to YouTube so we can see your comment.
Okay.
And hey, Tristan. Hey, everybody in the chat. Stories on the steps. That's the next person I'm gonna get to sign up with you. Because when I tell you skeptical, baby, ain't nobody more skeptical in this world than my sister.
Oh, she need to speak to my husband then.
Because she
He was
is Miss
serious.
Skeptical herself. But how I met her was one of my friends. He posted her. I don't know if you saw me on my Facebook page. I posted one of her flyers on my page. So I went to him because me and Tremel was talking about it because you guys know we left Rome and came back to New Jersey. And like Tremel says, you can't even get an apartment in a bad area with bad credit these days. So we was like, okay, we need an apartment, we need to do this, we need to do that. But my credit was shot. I knew that. And his credit, Tremel's credit, it's not as bad as mine, but it ain't good either. So our first thing was, well, if we're gonna move, we gotta at least one of us have good credit so we can get an apartment in a decent area. And I saw my friend Carlos, he had posted her flyer on his wall, and I said, Carlos, like, what's up with that? And he said, oh, she's a friend of mine. She's really nice. Call her. She can help you. I said, okay. So I reached out, and she reached back out to me. And we talked. We had the same conversation like we just had. And me and Tramel, y'all know we couldn't do it at the time that she was offering us what she offered us and the price and everything. And we just couldn't do it at that time. And I told her, I said, when I move, we're gonna do it. And she said, well, when you gonna move? I said, probably in February, because I knew my lease was up in January, the end of January. When I tell y'all that this is one thing that navigated me right back to her, she never harassed me. She never called me. She waited on me. I would send her messages because I'm like, let me let her know I'm still, because, after a while, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me let her know I'm still interested. So she said, Joseph, whenever you're ready, just let me know. So when the time was right, when February came, I said, now is the time. So I hit her up. She gave me what I needed to get, and I started my process. So we're gonna see, because around May 19th, as I figured it out, my 45-day mark is when things should start changing. You know, I'll be checking every day just to see.
That was me. That was me.
I'll be checking every day just to see.
I was
And
like that. I was like, let me check again.
right, let me every day I'm like, I don't like this F. This F saying I failed. I don't get F's. At least a C or a B, but not an F. So, and because luckily where me and Tremel are now, we're not being forced or thrown out. So the idea is to get our credit up, and since now we're doing it at the same time, so that we can move out and not have high interest rates and be able to live somewhere decent. And now that Tremel joined the team, we'll be able to afford a decent amount of rent, because y'all know we've been trying to supplement our income. I'm going to join the team in May. If I would have known, I would have did it a whole different way, as opposed to the way I'm doing. I would have became an agent and then let them do it, as opposed to becoming a client first, because you got to wait 3 months before you could become an agent. Because that was another thing she posted, that if you wanted to work from home, and I hit her up. I said I had put the emoji with the hand up, and she never answered me. I said, "Oh, is this shade? Because I ain't even do the credit repair yet." So then I had to inbox her. I said, "What about this at-home opportunity?" And she said, "I thought I saw you, but I didn't respond because I wasn't sure." I said, "No, I need to know." So she sent it to me, and I'm like, "Tramel, this is excellent for us. We make our own hours. We do what we need to do. We do it from home." And it was just so far, it's like a blessing. So, you guys, that's why Tramel is in the chat, because any of you guys that want to sign up today, she was so gracious. See, this is what she said about giving back and being nice and sweet. Because my whole purpose was to get you guys to sign up through her. But since Tramel is now an agent, she's going to let you guys sign up through him. So any of you guys that want to sign up today, if you like what you hear, if you need more information, you can reach out to her, as well as me and Tramel. And Tramel will be the one to set you up with everything that you need. And it is, I mean, it's amazing. Like what they do. I've done oh my God, what's that other one? Well, I'm not gonna say other names, but I've done another one, a real popular one that always is on TV commercials. They started out with one price. By the time the second payment came, they wanted $144. I'm like, but you didn't do nothing. They sent me a letter to send out. They told me I had to send out letters. They sent me a letter to send out to like every single person on my credit report. So I got a packet in the mail this big. So when I got this packet, it was a packet like this, but I was like, I'm not in the mood for this, because in my mind, I'm like, it's gonna be the same thing. Because she told me that I would get the letters and I would have to sign them, and then I would have to put my ID with it and send it out. So I left it, and then I got a text message saying, "We sent your letters. They're gonna expire. You need to send them out." I said, "Oh wait, how y'all know I didn't even send out my letters yet?" So they be on it. So I opened the packet and I said, "There's only 3 letters in here. I could have did this a long time ago." I signed those 3 letters. I made copies of my social security card and my ID, and I mailed those off so fast. I was like, let me mail these off, because this is easy. This is simple. It was real simple, y'all. It's simple. It's not, if you did it before and you were skeptical, because like me, I got this packet this big in the mail, and I was getting letter after letter after letter, having to sign stuff. It became tedious. It became like, well, what am I paying you to do? Draft up this letter? Because
Exactly.
that's what it felt like, that I just paid them to draft the letter. Nothing was ever removed off my credit report. The report stayed exactly the same. And then the one or two things they did get removed, they're sitting right back there on my credit report. So they didn't do nothing. Luckily, I stopped all payments to them because I was like, because then you were bound into like 6 months. With that, with our company, you're not bound into anything. You can stop it at any given time. The amount goes down every 3 months, correct?
Yes. Well, actually,
Nice.
on the fourth month, then they'll reduce the price 20, like they'll decrease $20 off,
Right.
and then the next, if you're on in the program for at least 13 months, um, not saying that you need to be for credit restoration, but we do offer 12 other different services that you guys can utilize. That is just amazing and important to have. So a lot of our clients actually do stick with us. I still have a client that since I started in 2021, um, she's still on the program. She doesn't need the credit restoration services anymore, but she's still on it because of all the other services that we have to offer. So, what our company loves to do is we love to make sure that you stay out of debt, and we don't want to make it, an inconvenience for you to still be on board with us. So, um, once you hit 13 months, it goes all the way down to 49. Well, I didn't give you the original price, but
Right, right.
it goes down $20 more.
But what see, that's the part that I like when it goes down after the 13 months. Me, I'm going to stay. The reason why I'm going to stay is because sometimes things pop up on your credit report, and then if you stop, you got to start all over from scratch. If you're still there, you can just call customer service and say, I need a letter for this, and let them send you the letter so you can send it off. Because a lot of times there's stuff on your credit report that you like, wait a minute. Like, for example, I had called just to get information one time about pods when I was moving.
Right.
I never gave them, all I did was tell them where I lived. The next thing I know, I came home from work and there's this pod sitting in the parking lot. And I'm like, I know they didn't send me no pod.
Ah.
So I called them and I'm like, did y'all send a pod to my? Yeah, but you said you were moving. I said, all I gave you was my address. You don't have a credit card. You don't have nothing. The next thing I know, they sitting on my credit report for $400 and something. I never asked for it. I never did anything. They just took it upon themselves to send it to me. And I'm like sitting here with this charge on my credit report that was bogus.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, well, what do we do now? And I asked, and a lot of you times you don't even pay attention, but I noticed with me, my repossession, because I told y'all in 2016, I had a whole bunch of stuff happen that just messed up everything for me.
Mhm.
My car should be off my credit report right now, but every month they add $1 to the amount so that it keeps it like it's active so that it don't have to fall off. That's not the finance company doing that. That's the credit agency doing that to keep it active. They can't do that. So hopefully in 45 days, that'll be good and gone. So y'all, this is, I mean, a lot of us sit back and think about fixing our credit, and it costs a lot when you go to these other companies. This was very cost effective. You know, me and Tramel are both disabled, so we working on a fixed income. I wouldn't be able to do it if it was an expensive amount of money. Y'all know that. I don't have thousands of dollars to just give somebody and say, fix my credit. Because in the situation being Tremellin, I'd rather walk around with bad credit than giving up the majority of my check to fix it. I ain't got time to be doing that. I got to eat. But let me ask you another question about credit itself. Like, because I keep hearing about when you have credit cards, you need to have a debt to credit ratio. What, like, how does that, is it based on the amount of the credit card or just in general?
So debt to credit ratio is is also known as like your credit utilization. So like if you go into one of your credit monitoring apps, right, and you go through the credit factors, you're gonna see one that it says credit utilization. And what that means is it's pretty much it represents the amount of revolving revolving credit that you have that you're using. So, for instance, if your credit card, the balance on your credit card that you got, it's like
Let's
say
let's just let's pick this number. Let's say $7,000, because I ain't gonna tell you what happened to two people who got lucky and got a credit card with $7,000 and they utilized the whole credit card in like a month and a half.
yikes. Well, Well, you want to make sure that you're only using 30% of your balance. So you're
Okay.
trying to make me do math right now. And
Well,
but
30% of seven
well, yeah,
thousand. Okay.
so let's go with like if you had $1,000 in there and you've only used 300, right? So you want to make sure you're only using 30% or lower. The lower the percentage is, the better. The
Okay.
higher your credit score will go too. Like you'll get a better increase when your credit utilization is lower. So
Now, secure credit cards work the same way, or are they different because they're secured?
good question. Secure credit cards do work the same way.
Okay.
The only difference, secure credit cards are very good to have when you're trying to establish credit, if you don't have any credit, if you're trying to boost your credit. Okay. Now, the difference between it is that you're putting your own money into it, right? So when you're putting your own money into that card, what happens there is you're going to start using it as if it was a regular unsecured credit card. So you want to still make sure that you're actually spending only 30% or lower.
Okay. Now, what
Now,
happens with a secure card if you don't pay it back? Does it go on your credit report, or they
almost
just chalk it
definitely.
up that it's your money?
Nope. Nope. It'll definitely impact you negatively on your report. And what happens there is they will close that account. And that's another thing that would affect your credit score. Any kind of accounts that get closed, if especially credit cards. If let's say for instance you have a credit card that you've had for like 5 years, and you're like, I don't even want to use it. I highly recommend that you do not close it, because what happens there is you're going to erase that credit history, and 15% of your credit history is calculated within the credit score factor. So you want to make sure that you don't close that, and just use it for like, I don't know, paying your Netflix account, something small. That's what
That you know you
cards,
could pay right back off.
yeah, because that's what credit cards are you really for. Like, just,
Child, not when they give them to me.
I know, me too before. I know, but a lot of people need to understand that the credit cards are really just to, um, it's not for you to be using like if it's a necessity, pretty much.
And you know the bad part, I can't even say that my uncle who's in the chat, Uncle Fred, he
Uncle Fred.
always told me, he always, because he was the vice president at Merrill Lynch, so he was always in finances and stuff like that. So he would always tell me, Joe, you need good credit. Joe, you need good credit. And I'd be like, no, they gave me a credit card. That meant they wanted me to spend this money, and they know they're not getting it back. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was one of them people. You gave it to me. I'm gonna spend it, and if I want to pay it back, I will. If not, oh well. I'm not gonna lie. That was
Guilty.
my attitude about a credit card.
Guilty.
And now it's like, oh my God, you need credit for everything, especially in this day and age. Because
Yeah.
after a while, you're going to need credit to buy gas.
Listen, you're gonna need credit for a library card soon. If they don't even
Right.
have
After
that
a while, you're going to need
yet.
credit for everything. Everything is, especially when you are looking to buy a house or you looking to buy anything, a car. It affects everything that you, hell, your car insurance is affected by your credit. So that's why me and Tramel had made our minds up. We need to fix our credit before we try to move. And luckily, like I said, we don't plan to stay here for a long period of time, but just enough time to get our credit fixed so that we can get somewhere that's decent. Because even in the hood, you can't get nowhere without a 600 credit score. If it's five something, they want triple deposits and stuff like that. So you gotta have a good credit score, even to live in a bad part of town. And forget about buying a house, because that ain't even gonna happen with bad credit. Because they're gonna tell you, well, you need to pay this, and you need to pay that, and you need to get rid of this, and you need to fix that, and it just ain't gonna work. Now, the one thing that I did like about the company is that they teach you how to get your rent reported as credit.
Oh yeah.
Because my rent always paid on time. See, I need to go back and do the 2 years of that so that can get on there and raise my score.
Yeah, we have different like I said, we're not just a credit restoration company. We also do help with people who just need to get a boost. We have what you guys would understand it as trade lines. Well, this is something like a trade line. So Credit My Rent is actually an awesome service because like he said, you're actually reporting your rent that you've been paying for 2 years back. Okay, and that right there gives you a huge boost on your report. And the good thing about this trade line is that it actually stays on your report. It doesn't just get removed out of nowhere. So I know a lot of people have mentioned to me before, like, oh, I've heard of these trade lines, but when you do them, they pop up and then they just disappear, and then my credit just goes back down. Yeah, because if once there's something that's on your report and it gets removed, that's something positive, then yes, it will happen. But with us, it sticks. It stays on your report.
Right now, question: how do they check that?
So now, what the company does is they'll actually give your, like, if it's a landlord or if it's the management office, they'll give them a call and they'll verify to see if your name is actually on the lease and if you've actually been paying on time for those 2 years. And then once that's verified, they'll report it to Equifax and TransUnion. And then the next month, when everything starts getting reported on your report, there you go, 2 years worth. And the highest I've seen is 160 points.
Okay, so why don't you take this time now to tell us how the credit restoration process works for everybody? I told them how it worked for me so far, but you tell them like what you or Tramel would be doing to get them started and stuff like that.
Okay. So here's the great news. I am not the one that's personally doing anyone's credit. I'm not restoring anyone's credit. Okay. Nor is Tramel. We are here to help pretty much, guide you while the process is going through, right? So we actually have credit attorneys that actually do it. Okay, so once you sign on with us, what happens there is that the credit attorneys are the ones that are going to pull your credit report, and it's a soft pull, so it's not going to hurt your score. And then what they do is they do an analysis on your report based on what they find. It could be one account, one derogatory mark. It could be a hard inquiry, or it could be 27 like mine, or like a previous client of mine. She had 55 derogatory marks on her report. Okay, so everything, all 55, that's for instance, with hers, got disputed all at the same time with all three credit bureaus. And that's what gives us the fastest turnaround rate. All right. And that's why our clients see results fast. They see it within, we say 45 to 90 days, but I've had clients that's seen it in 3 weeks. Everyone's credit is different. So, we can never really give you a time frame of how long it's going to take, but a lot of people have to be realistic. If you've been suffering with bad credit for years, you can't expect it to be, shot up to 700 or 800, right away. That these things actually take time. And the reason why that, we're getting great results is because we're actually leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And 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 the fact that we're actually doing it with all three credit bureaus, because I know that some people like to do it themselves, but when you do it yourself or you're doing it through, like, let's say Credit Karma, not only are you forfeiting your rights, but you're only going to be able to dispute one item at a time with one of the credit bureaus. You can't do everything all at once. So we kind of have, like, we kind of have the sauce.
And Tramel put in the chat, tell them about getting we are able to also get student loans removed sometimes, correct? Or lowered.
Yes, yes. We also okay. So we, if your student loan is in collections, yes, it can. If your student loan is active and you were making payments, and it's not really affordable for you at the moment, we do have a program called My Student Loan Manager. So that right there would also, it could actually help you lower down your payments, or it could actually give you a forgiveness where you don't have to pay it and then it will get removed off of your credit report.
You went really low for some reason. I don't know if you hear me low, but I hear you kind of low.
Uh-oh. Move up here. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
it could just be me. If everybody else can hear you, then it's just me. But
Okay. I'm over here trying to check the time.
um, so I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought with what I was going to ask you. The student loans, because Tramel had put that in there, because that was one thing that he was able to get his student loans taken off due to a whole different reason, but that's very good because a lot of people in our chat we know they do have student loans because they've said it. Um, and the rent and the secure credit card. I'm sorry, I'm going over my head because I just lost my whole train of thought of what I was going to ask you
It's
for
okay.
real. Um, so that's what I was going to say. You, because I don't work for the company yet, and Tramel isn't on, and you're on. Let them know either how much or approximately what it's going to run them to join the program and become part of the program as far as becoming a client.
Okay. Um, so before I do give you guys any pricings, you already know how the process works when it comes down to credit restoration. But I just want you guys to hear the value in this in this company and what we have to offer with the services. See,
Right.
because like I said in the beginning, what I loved about this company the most was that not only were they able to fix my horrible situation, but I was able to learn about credit, learn about financial literacy through this company, through the client portal that you get access to. Okay, a lot of credit repair companies, they only give you that one service, and within that one service sometimes you're left in the dark, you know. And with us, you're gonna be learning how to budget because we have a budgeting tool. And let's be real, that's kind of the reason why we are in debt and we would have bad credit because we don't know how to budget, we don't know how to save. We have a savings goal as well, a savings goal tool, and we also have a debt payoff tool. So that would be for your active accounts that you have. Now, the good thing about the debt payoff tool is that it helps you pay off your. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The debt payoff tool actually helps you pay off your debt quicker than expected. And on top of that, you're going to be saving unnecessary interest payments. So you're saving money. Um, my favorite thing that I love about this company and one of the services that they have is the YFL Family Mint. Okay, now what that is it's called the Youth Financial Literacy Program. As we said in the beginning, we were not taught financial literacy, but what this company is doing is changing everything. Is breaking the chain pretty much. Okay, because what we're doing is we have people that actually are going to schools, teaching kids about financial literacy nationwide. Okay, and we've actually been able to donate back in, sorry if you hear my kids. So what happens when you work from home? Um, we actually were able to donate $600,000 in scholarships for students that were from seniors in high school and freshmen in college. I love it. Doesn't really do anything for me, but I love it. I love it because it's teaching them how to be responsible with their finances. We were not taught that. So
Right.
that's one of the things that we have in there, one of the services, because that tool actually you can have, there's like games, like financial literacy games that you can actually teach your kids, things like that. It's amazing. But we also have a credit monitoring app, right? Now I know probably 90% of the people use Credit Karma, but I'm sorry to burst the bubble, but Credit Karma is not 100% accurate. Okay, so with us, it's like Credit Karma on steroids. All right, so you're gonna actually be able to access your credit 24 hours a day, however many times you want to look. Because like me and and Joseph said, we be checking, but any kind of changes that happens within your credit, you instantly get notified. It's a free app you can download. Your client portal also, you can get a free app from that. Um, and one of the other things that I love is the fact that we are protected as well. Our credit is protected, and we're backed up by Allstate. So what I mean by that is we also have an identity monitoring service. So you're covered up to $1 million in case you become a victim of identity theft. So there's way more services, but I don't want to talk your ear off.
Well, no, see, the identity monitor is good because once you get good credit, people nowadays, you tried to send Tramell a message and was like, Joseph, it's not going through. And then I looked at his phone and saw that somebody tried to hack his Facebook account. So
Mhm.
it happens all the time.
Yep.
So the identity monitor is like one of the really good things because why get your credit up for somebody to come along and steal your identity and then jack it all up again? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
definitely one of the good
You
things.
know what's funny? I was applying for a Lowe's card last week, I think it was, right? And it was me, but it immediately, right when I clicked submit, immediately they notified me that service. It was this you.
Right.
Yes, it was me. So sometimes people might think of it like, oh my god, this is so annoying. Like, yes, it was me, but there's a lot of hackers out there, a lot. And if they're cracking people down on Facebook, imagine what they're gonna do to your credit. So like,
Right.
that's a very important tool to have. So what other questions?
And like Rodney said in the chat, you spend more on a pair of Jordans or just going out to eat with some friends or your loved ones. You'll spend more doing that than it is to fix your credit. And it's like you might as well fix your credit. That way you can use a credit card when you go out to eat. And you
Hmm.
don't have to use your debit card or cash, which nowadays that's probably the best option.
And guys, it's coming to a point that your credit has to be on point. It has to, because right now, look at the inflation.
Yeah.
The pandemic hit. Now we're in inflation, and things are skyrocketing. You're going to need to get your credit fixed. Because you're gonna need
And it's
loans. You're not even just a loan, but like if you're trying to get a car, if you're trying to get a house, you don't want to spend extra money on interest payments, or down payments. You want to make
and
sure that.
if you want to get insurance for your house or your car, if you want to get an apartment, even you gotta have the good credit because you're gonna pay more when the credit. And nowadays, as expensive as everything is, you gotta have good credit because if you don't, $2,000 times three is a lot. That's a lot because that's how much a
Yeah.
studio apartment is in Jersey City. That's a lot when you got bad credit. Now, when you got good credit, they're gonna tell you, "Oh, just give me $2,000 or even 4,000." That's more doable than 6 or 8 because you doubling and tripling because your credit is bad.
Yep, it's crazy how, let's say there's this one house that two people are trying to look at to purchase, and if one person has that bad credit, the other one has a great credit, you know, the same amount, the price is still the same. It's just the interest rate and the down payment is going to be skyrocket for the person that has bad credit. You know, people are paying 2,000, 1,000, 900 even for rent when you
Right.
can actually be paying like 500 or 700 for a mortgage. You know, it's just it's just crazy. But I know with all these services, you're probably wondering like, what the heck is this gonna cost me? But it's super affordable. Okay, just for you starting, it's only $188 to start. Okay, there's companies that charge you for just one service. They're charging you like 500, 1,000. You know, I don't. How much were you paying when you started with that other company before?
144.
144. But was that monthly?
There was 144 first, and then it went like to 179, and then it went to 200, and then it kept going up. And where yours go down, theirs was going up for less work, for more work. They were putting me more to work than they was putting their own selves to, as opposed to this, I'm doing less work, and the price is going down every
Mm,
3 months or
mm.
every 6 months, however it works.
No, that's crazy. See, ours is not like that. Ours is just it's only 188 to start, and then after that, it's $89 a month. And as Joseph mentioned before, there's no contract, so you can cancel at any time. Like I said before, some of our clients actually do stick with us so that they can utilize all the other services. Um, but we do, like I said, see what you guys will see results within 45 to 90 days. Um, but everybody's credit is different, so please be patient. And also just trust the process. You heard what it did for me. You guys are going to hear what it's going to do for Tramel and Joseph. My husband, he could probably put it in the chat. He could
Well,
probably
y'all
put it in
see
the
me because
chat.
y'all heard what kind of house I want. So when y'all see me at the top of the winding staircase in my Afghan with my microphone, Melissa, please send them to the sitting room. Melissa to the sitting room. Y'all know my credit was right because I told y'all that was my dream and that was going to happen. So now that the credit getting fixed, Samuel, please set up the dining room. I have guests for dinner. Please set up the dining room. I told y'all that was gonna happen. See, I spoke it into existence before I even talked to her. So I spoke it into existence what was gonna
Yep.
happen and what I was gonna have. And I'm gonna have that with my marble floors and my winding staircase and come down in my purple Afghan like I told y'all, blowing in the breeze.
Purple. Oh, is purple your favorite color?
You know what? Honestly, I was talking one day on the live and I just saw these white and gray marble floors and me at the top of the stairs in this purple Afghan walking down the stairs with it blowing in the breeze. And I just made like this whole big joke out of it. But everybody that watches was on the live that day, so they know exactly what I'm talking about. So in order to get that, y'all know I gotta have good credit. Cause right now, the most I'm gonna do is stand on some little ratty fire escape in the rain, hoping that a fire truck come past and blow my robe open.
You got me
So
tearing.
yeah,
Oh.
it I'm telling y'all, it was I'm gonna say one of the best things I've done so far. Cause I just feel in my spirit that it's going to work. Now I do have a question for you that someone asked me yesterday. Actually, they just bought a house, and I'm gonna just assume that their credit score is like 700 because they want to get it to 800. So I told them it would benefit them as well because if there's stuff on there that they can't get off that's keeping it from going to an 800, it will still benefit them to join so that we can get all of that negative stuff off and still boost their credit score up for them to 800.
Okay, so they just bought a house, and
They just bought a house.
let's just say it's at 700. Um, now, depending on what's the situation with their credit, if they do have any negative items on their report, then yes, we can definitely work with them to get those things removed because yes, that is what's holding their credit score from increasing. Um, that's why when you heard my results when everything got removed and I had that high increase, it was because those things were actually what was holding my credit score from increasing. It's holding it tight, real tight.
You know what? I just realized what I was going to ask you before when Tramel said student loans, because you can get doctors removed as well, correct?
Medical bills, yes, we
Medical bills.
definitely get those off. Yes, and the reason why is because what they're doing is they're violating the law of HIPAA. So it's technically not supposed to be on your report. So that can be removed. Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that can be removed. Anything that's negative can be removed. Any charge offs, any closed accounts, any liens, bankruptcies. Do you know how many people that have come to me and had a bankruptcy and it got removed? A lot of people think that they have to wait the 7 to 10 years for it to just magically disappear. No, no. Some of the stuff, even if you pay your collections off, it's going to stay on your report unless you dispute it. So that whole 7 to 10 year, that's a myth. That's a myth. And a lot of people don't know this, and I know this because I didn't know this, but collections, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not something that you need to be paying. It's no longer your debt. And the reason why I'm saying this is because what happens there is a collection agency is going to go to the original creditor and they're going to buy your debt. They're going to buy that account for pennies of a dollar. They're not even going to spend not even half of what that account is the balance. Okay, and then they're going to come to you and harass you, call you like night and day for that amount that you owed on the report on that's stating in your credit report, and that's how they make their profit. So just letting you guys know, that is not something that you need to worry about. If they calling you, don't answer. Don't
See,
answer.
she was talking. She was talking all the good stuff that I was doing anyway. Because when they called my phone, I wasn't picking up. I tell them I'm the gingerbread man. Catch me if you can. Like I went about my business because I felt if you didn't want me to make this bill, you shouldn't have gave me the card.
No, it's true. And the thing is, they try to catch you. Like, even if they ask you, is this such and such, you know, just don't. If you don't really know exactly what to say to them, like they're gonna say like, oh, this is your report, this is how much you owe, blah blah. If that is if that's my account and that's my debt, then you should be sending this through the address that's shown in your system. Don't even tell them your address. Just say that,
Right.
because you're not admitting it and you're not denying it. You know, so
Right.
it's like they're left in the loop. So that's exactly what you want to do when it comes down to that.
So if any of you have questions, now would be the time
Oh, you guys do know
to
my
put them in
face.
the chat. Rodney's watching. Tramella's watching. I'm going to try to tap them. And I know Miss Story's on the stairs. You got a lot of questions, girl. So start typing. That's my sister Tracy. She's a sweetheart, but when I tell you skeptical, the most skeptical person. I am so excited to meet you with Rodney next weekend.
Yes, I can't wait. I seriously can't wait, even though we're only a state from each
apart.
other.
Right.
But
But see
yeah.
now I have somebody to invite to our barbecues.
Ooh, don't get me started. I love to eat.
Cause actually, you know what? When my sister have a barbecue, I can invite y'all because she's like right on the Jersey Pennsylvania line. So
Oh,
it wouldn't take you no time to get over there.
nice. I don't mind the drive. I be going to. I still go to New York because of my mom. So and my
Lisa,
stepkid.
Lisa you know Tramel got you. So Tramel got you because he already talked to you and you told him when you can do it. So Lisa, you know Tramel got you. I know my sister's interested, her and her husband, because they weren't who I was talking about, but they just bought a house. But I know they want to still get their credit scores higher than what they are. Tramel says that he tells them that he died when they called looking for him. Why would he do that? Okay, Tracy. Oh, if y'all want to come up, Tramel dropped the link in the StreamYard so that if y'all want to come up and ask questions, you can. If you want to come up and ask questions, you can. Um, Rodney, if you click that link Tramel just put up in the chat, if you want to come up and maybe
He said,
add
"Ask all the
something
hard
that
questions."
your wife might have forgot, you can.
I know
Because not
he's with the
only
kids
did
right
she
now.
join the company, she got a husband to join the company too, like me and Tramel. Double income. Oh, since we still have a little bit more time, tell them about if they want to work from home.
Oh, okay. So for sure, I don't have a long credit history, and also I didn't know close accounts contacted. Oh, yes. Um, yes, they can. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the opportunity. In case anyone is actually looking for an extra source of income, if they're, you know, at home and they can't for whatever reason can't actually work, like go out and work, this will definitely benefit you. This will definitely be a good fit. If you A lot of people think like, okay, I gotta work from home but I have my kids. As you can hear in the background, my loud kids in the background, I'm with them 24/7. And hey, that's what time freedom is all about, right? And that's what this business it allows you to do. It not only helps you build your credit and build your wealth, but then you're actually gaining that time freedom. All right, becoming financially free, and you're not even doing most of the work. All right, like I said before, I don't fix nobody's credit. I We just recently got a person who was actually doing fixing people's credit independently, and once he heard the information we had and how we do it, he was like, this is going to save me so much time. And it's going to give me more, more leads. Or it's going to have more people come. And he just started rambling off. And I'm like, exactly, exactly. Because at the end of the day, we're not the ones that are actually doing the paperwork. Okay. It's the company. The company's doing all that work. All we're doing is sharing valuable information, not only about the services that we have to offer, but we also have credit tips, and we help you guys learn how to manage good credit so that you guys don't have to come back. So all we do is just share information, and the people that for the people that need the services, and once they actually do hop on board, you're getting compensated for that. And not only are you getting compensated that one time, you're getting a residual income for that work you did that one time. Okay. And there's six other ways that we get paid. And um we have, just like any other company, right? Amazon, McDonald's, or whatever. We have a system in place, and we also have where if you want to bring in business partners, right? This is how all the other six ways we get paid, you'll be able to unlock them. It's your own business, right? So you're at the top. A lot of people think of it as a pyramid scheme, but it's not a pyramid scheme, because if it was a pyramid scheme, it would be that we would be recruiting people and not giving them any kind of services, and you wouldn't be getting paid. we get paid here, so it's not a pyramid scheme. And plus, we would have been shut down a long time ago. We've been in business for 18 years, and pretty much like I said, like McDonald's or we're not Amazon, you're gonna be at the top, and you're gonna be bringing in people that you choose to work with. All right, 9 to 5, or Jesus, I'm so sorry about my kids. um, 9 to 5, corporate America, you don't get that choice. You get to choose who you want to work with, and you're going to be building a solid team. And what I always recommend to everybody that comes into my team, I always recommend them to make sure that their first 3 people that they bring in is someone that is close to you, that you know, some a loved one, a best friend, a spouse, your parents. If you have a child that's of age of 18 and older, reason being is because you want them to actually get the same amount of income that you're getting. Because, like I said, you're at the top, and then that foundation, that whole structure is gonna go down, and the main people that are actually going to get their uh-oh, sorry, my screen went black.
You still see?
Okay, um, those are the people that are gonna get the most income. So you always want to make sure that at the everybody that signs on is at the top. But in your business, you want to make sure that the main people that you love and care about are the first people to come in on board and work with you. Work with you. Okay. They're not working for you. So I'm no one's boss.
Right. Mentor. I used the wrong word. I should have said mentor. That's the right word. And the easy part is because y'all know me and Tramel have a customer service background, which y'all know that's how we met 22 years ago in the first place. But the best part about this is your you don't have to like make cold calls, and you don't, because at the end of the day, you or somebody you know has bad credit. So it's easy. It's like we were running ideas with her, and she was like, yeah, I was thinking that too. And we were running ideas on the phone, and she was loving everything me and Tramel said. And like, my sister would be perfect for this, but she's not a social media person. But she is a foot person. She would be out in the street every day passing out cards, passing out flyers. Y'all need to do this. Like, she's the total opposite of me, where I could sit on social media all day long and never leave my house and work every Instagram, Twitter, all of that. She's the opposite. She
So then
wouldn't
we
do
need
that.
her in the team. Want to know
I
why?
I told her, because everything you just said is what she's looking for. She want to spend more time with my niece. She's tired of going to a 9 to 5. Well, hers ain't even 9 to 5. It's 9 to 6, and she work on the weekend. She want to be home on the weekend. Like, this is perfect for her. And
Oh,
but it's the whole, she's scared that she ain't going to be able to do it. But like I said, if she does the footwork in the street, she'll be able to do it. And I know her because she's an author. She wrote 2 books, and
oh
she
wow.
pushed her book in the streets better than she could online. So I know when it comes to that, she'll get out there and make up her flyers, and she'll have shirts on, ask me how to fix your credit, and all of that. That's her niche. That's what she does. But
That's good.
it's
That's
one
good.
of those I got to step out on faith type things,
Yeah.
because I think if she started doing it while she was working and sees that she can do it, I think then she would be like, you know what, bump this job. This is going to be my main job, 24 hours a day.
Well, that's what's great about this opportunity is the fact that there's so many people that actually come on board and they already have a 9 to 5. Um, there's a guy named Juan Nunez. He actually he owned 2 restaurants before signing on to this. Okay, so he was pretty busy, right? But he was also one that was not tech savvy at all. He does not do social media. Okay, and what did he do? He did it belly to belly. He was not doing, you know, putting stuff on social media or anything like that. It was all in person. He would set up, you know, a huge event where all, in his restaurant, and he'll have people come, and that's how he was bringing in people and helping others, and helping all the clients that he has now. It was based off of doing it in person. So it's cool either way. You can do
Right.
both. You can do both. And the good thing is that you're setting your own time for this. But you want to make sure that when you do sign on and you make the decision to actually become your own boss, that you have that same self-discipline that you have for the 9 to 5 that you have, that you currently have. Because you don't want to actually, sit there and actually work so hard for a job that you're making someone else rich. You want to make sure that you're actually taking it, giving that same energy to build your empire. If you want that time freedom, and you want to actually say, I quit. I can't see myself working here no more, then that's something that that's going to require, hard work, and so a lot of people think that, coming into entrepreneurship is something that is easy. I'm not going to say it's extremely hard, but you just have to have that mindset, and that,
Drive.
yeah, and that drive to make sure. You have to have that why. So your sister has that why, the same why I had, that I was looking for. I wanted to spend more time with my kids and my family. I wanted to be able to travel. When I was working 9 to 5, I couldn't do that. Not because I was working on weekends, but I didn't have the funds.
Right.
Because it was either I pay this bill, or do I go and go to Walmart and get some Pampers? Like
That's my
that.
life right now. Except,
That's
do
how
I
hard
go to
it
Walmart and get some food, or do I pay this bill? That's my life. If I had
is.
kids, I don't even know how y'all do it with kids, to be honest. Because if we had kids, child, something would be. I couldn't do it. I ain't even gonna lie. I applaud all y'all with kids. I do, cause
Call your sister. Come take this kid from me. No,
right, right.
I can't do
Cause I applaud y'all. I do, cause I don't know how y'all do it. Me and Tramel, we talked about it when we first got married. I was like, I don't want no kids. We ain't adopting. I don't want no kids. And he was like, me neither. I said, good. Then we ain't never got to bring this conversation up again. The most we can have is a pet. And we had a puppy, and that didn't work out. We had a cat. That didn't work out. So from now on, we ain't even going to have nothing but not even a fish.
it.
But y'all, unless y'all have any more questions, I'm gonna let her get out of here because we've been on here for an hour already, and I don't want to keep her longer than I have to.
Oh, that's
Cause y'all
okay.
hear the kids in the background.
Yeah.
They want their mama back. And my question is, how do you get people to trust you to fix their credit?
So you just be yourself. I mean, how I wouldn't say how do you get them to trust you. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't.
But see, you're not doing anything. So they're not giving you their social security number. They're not really
No.
exchanging any information with you. Like when I set up my stuff, she sent me a whole link that I filled out all the information myself. So
Mhm.
she never got access to any of my information. She never, Mr. Man, she never got
Same
access
boss
to
man.
any of my information.
Mhm.
So it was like secured. Like the only people that know is like if I call customer service, which is what you do now, your customer service. So they would have to trust customer service to see their information.
Right.
And that was that because I felt the same way. Like, okay, if I go to people that I know, are they going to trust me to fix their credit? But then when I signed myself up to become a client, she nothing. She asked for my, all she did was say, Joseph, you ready? Okay, here. And she texted me a link. I clicked it open, and you know me, I'm fast. By the time she said, You need help? I said, help with what? I'm done. I had did everything myself. So it was never any information, my personal information. I trust her, but it's just the way that it was all set up. I never had to give her any of my personal information.
Yeah. Um, we don't give out. I don't take any, like, no one takes their personal information. But also the reason, um, I think what she's trying to say is like, how do you get them to like say yes, to like trust you and do business with you? And I think like me personally, I'm just, this is me. This is who I am. What I do is I provide the information. I'm not selling anyone anything, so I shouldn't have to convince you if you have bad credit to fix it, right?
Right. And
But
she didn't. I promise y'all she didn't.
yeah, and that's one thing about me. Like, I'll do follow ups. I'll follow up with you. But he gave me that time frame. He told me specifically, I'm not gonna be able to do it till, I think we spoke in, but back what, October or November.
Yeah, we spoke back
And
in like October, November.
yeah, and then you told me a specific time frame. So I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna bother him. I'm not gonna do
And
no
she
follow
didn't.
up, and I didn't. Okay, we might have said like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? I'm still alive, but I never sat there and I asked him like, hey, are you ready yet? Are you ready? Because when people do that, it already makes it seem like you're not really in it to help. You're in it to just get the commission. And I'm not like that. My husband's not like that. My team is not like that. I make sure who comes on my team is solely there just make like they love helping people. That's the first thing, because I've noticed like with this company, you need to help others in order for you to reap the benefits, and you get great benefits when you're reaping, when you're sitting there and helping others.
I'm
So
telling y'all, her and her husband, that's all I can say. They are like some of the best. I've never talked to Rodney. I've only heard him in the background. But if he's
and,
anything like his wife, no. You gotta be a nice dude if you got a wife like this. You can't be a jacked up dude and have a wife like that. Because just she wouldn't be as nice. She'd be angry. Just the man was a mess. So trust me, they both are
he
like the
no
sweet. I
he's
cannot. When I
awesome.
tell you, me and Tramel cannot wait to meet you guys next weekend. We are excited.
He's
We can.
awesome.
I
He
had to pull myself back and realize that Tramel is the employee, not me yet. Cause I'm just like really motivated. Cause since I became disabled, like I've been working all my life, so this like gives me a heads up to start working again. Cause I
right.
miss having a purpose, and this gives me a purpose again. And I had to pull. I said, you know what, Tramel, this is your job, not mine. It ain't my job till May. So I had to pull myself back and say, okay, it is what it is. But I'm excited. I can't wait, and I'll keep y'all updated on what my credit report does and how quick it goes up. Tell everybody where they can find you if they have questions for you or they want to contact you. Give them your social media and stuff where they can find you.
Okay, so Facebook, it's just Shamira Rivera. Um, I think my husband can go ahead and actually put that in the chat for me, please. And also on Instagram, it's build underscore with underscore shy. Talk about the benefit. You gotta be more specific than that, babe. Oh, he trying. Look at that. He don't even. He's not even trying to rush me off of here, and he's going crazy with the kids. He's over here telling me to talk some more. um,
Oh,
but yeah,
go ahead if you know what you're talking about.
I have no clue what he's talking about. I mean, I think I gave some benefits already. I mean, my story alone. I mean, I can really go deep in my story and have y'all cry, and I really don't want that. I put on makeup. I'm not trying to go there. But it's, if you have any questions, or if you have any concerns, if you feel like you know, that you're a little skeptical, but you want more information, don't hesitate to reach out. Again, you can reach out to me. I'll give you the information, but I would pretty much send you back to Tramel. That way, you already know him, so you guys can keep in contact, and he can help you guys out when it comes down to either you becoming a client or an agent.
And you guys know our email is the McCray Kings, and that's Kings with a Z, not a S, at gmail.com. And I'm going to put all her information, like Tramel said in the chat, in the description box as well. Y'all know our information is already in the description box. And that way, you guys can reach out to Shiomara or us. Either way you want to do it. Because, like she said, she's just going to direct you back to Tramel. So, either way, however you want to do it. And if you just happen to ask Tramel a question and he doesn't know, of course he's going to reach out to her to get your answer for you. So, benefits of working as an agent, he said.
Oh, he must have been with the kids going crazy.
He didn't hear when you did it.
He didn't hear. He didn't hear
He
when
didn't
I.
hear when you did it. You gotta go back and watch the replay because she did
Right.
that. Hey, Casey. See, for example, Casey that just popped in and said awesome. I
Right.
sent Casey yesterday a link to watch the Zoom, and he was like, I have good credit. I said, but you know people that don't. I said, because you know me and I don't. So share it out to everybody. And that's the thing. It's not about you having bad credit. If you have good credit, still share it out because trust me, if you know 10 people, 9 of them got bad credit. And that's just sad to say, but it's real. Or 9 of them got things on their credit report that they want to get off. So keep your good credit. Right. Or if you want to keep your good credit, there you
Yeah.
go. Or if you got student loans, or if you got doctor's bills on there that you might be struggling to pay and can't pay, they can all come off. So it's not just about having a 500 credit score. It's about getting your score and your credit clean so that you can have a better opportunity in this world. Because you have to say it this way now, in this world. Because everything after a while is going to be based on your credit. I mean, at the end of the day, if we had to eat based on our credit, some of us would be real hungry right now.
I would have been starving back
Right.
then.
And the amount, I mean, if you're going to spend $200 on a pair of Jordans, you might as well spend $188 on something that matters because them Jordans don't matter at the end of the day. They don't. They really don't.
Yep. Yep.
So, y'all, he did.
There's even people that have great credit and are actually on our in our program because they, like I said, they utilize all the other services. And
Right.
one person actually signed on board because one specific service that that had nothing to do with credit repair and was way cheaper to do with us than to actually go and get it done with a lawyer, which is the will and trust power of attorney. Okay, that is included in this protection plan. I need water. But that right there alone is like 500, 1,000 more. You got to go to a lawyer, and you got to get all that stuff done, and it's a crazy process. But with us, you're doing it from the comforts of your own home, and it's included. And you only pay
Mm-hmm.
what? $188 to start, and $89 a month. Fourth month is going down to 69. Like it's just amazing.
You
And then
have a
like,
whole will in a trust
yep.
that you pay
That's
somebody
very important.
thousands of dollars for. Right.
It's very important, and that's why it's included because a lot of people they want to fix their credit so they can actually purchase a home, right? And nine times out of 10, people that are purchasing a home, they have a family,
Mm-hmm.
so you want to make sure that everything is, your everything is well protected and in writing in case something does happen. You know,
So, y'all, I want to say thank you for coming on and educating everybody today. And thank you, Rodney, in the chat. You was keeping
thank you
up.
for having me. Thank you for having us. He will be in the chat.
You are welcome. Thank you guys for all that you do because When I tell y'all, they are amazing. They are amazing. They are amazing couple.
Thank you.
They are my Beyonce and Jay-Z, my power couple. And I know Trumel feels the same way. Trust me
Thank you.
when I
Thank
tell
you.
y'all, they are amazing, and you guys have motivated me and Trumel because we were sitting here looking for a way to supplement our income, looking for a way to make things right, and you guys actually made a way for us to do that. And thank you
Yes, absolutely.
so much. And you did it without even knowing what you was doing. That's like the best part of it all. You did something without even knowing what you was doing, and that's when it's even more of a blessing.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
He just had to show up.
hey, you see
You left
Tramel
these
popped
kids
up over my
alone.
shoulder, right? You see,
You left these kids alone.
you see Tramel popped up over my shoulder. Here he come, here he come. Because Rodney came, here he come. Here he comes, skipping across the room.
Hey, bring me a chicken chiquita.
So y'all know how we do every live. Like I said, all her information will be in the description box of how to reach out to her on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm going to put her Cash App in there so y'all can bless her for coming in and giving y'all some
Oh,
information. Y'all know how we do. I forgot to tell her to put it where she put the 2021
Don't make me come find y'all.
because y'all know how we do. We bless our guests that come on our show.
oh, I
So
didn't know
Rodney,
that. Oh,
actually,
thank
Rodney,
you.
type in her Cash App in the chat, please, for me. Please, it's just it's just what we do. It's nothing. It's what we do for any guest that comes on our show. And I apologize because I meant to tell you to put it where you have the 2021.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
let Rodney put your Cash App in the chat. They
Oh,
know
make
what to
me
do when they
nervous.
see it. Y'all know what to do. Y'all saw I had up there $2 Saturdays, but that's for the McCray Kings. That is not for her. But anyway, y'all, please follow us on all social media platforms. You know what they are: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and right here on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to become a lord or a lady or a knight at our round table, hit that join button and become a monthly member. Because in 2022, membership will have its privileges. Please check out the McCray Kings boutique for everything dear to be different, and McCray Kings, so that when me and Tramel go back to coffee with the Kings in the morning, you can actually have coffee with us on your mug. Also, we are actually on hiatus right now, and we are not coming back in full force until July 1st of 2022 with all our new shows, all the new stuff. Again, this is one of the new shows we want to bring you in 2022. We're testing out all new stuff that we can do different for you guys to bring you a different platform, a different whole new McCray King's format. And also, you know how we end every show. If nobody tells you they loved you today, know that me and Tramel do, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. And walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness. And y'all know what it is after that. It's what? Team McCray all damn day. Later, y'all. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye.